From an Arkansas state trooper who completely severed a truck tire from its axle with a surgical TVI, and an armed fugitive who desperately sprinted into a creek after surviving a rollover, to an oblivious driver creating a massive interstate bottleneck at 60 miles per hour, here are 8 police pursuits where one decision rewrote everything that came after. Three innocent occupants. One massive pickup truck. The force of the impact violently launches the multi-ton vehicle into the air, completely ripping a tire from its axle. But the most chilling detail in this footage is not the shredded metal. It is the driver's complete willingness to use a crowded residential complex as a high-speed playground before it even reached the highway. How does a routine traffic stop become a spectacular rollover crash? Here is how. On October 24, 2024, in Greenland, Arkansas, an Arkansas State Police trooper attempted a routine traffic stop. Realizing he was trapped, the suspect punched the gas toward Highway 71.
Complexes here in Greenland. I've got Greenland and CID. Back out to 71.
Look at the sheer mass of this vehicle cutting through medium traffic. The driver treats the crowded highway like a complex obstacle course, weaving recklessly to break the trooper's line of sight. He thinks his V8 engine grants him invincibility, but he is fundamentally miscalculating his opponent. ASP policy authorizes high-speed interventions to eliminate public threats before innocent lives are lost. The driver assumes he has the advantage, but physics is about to prove him wrong.
Traffic's medium for line, northbound 71. TBI rollover 1016. Hey.
Watch the sheer kinetic energy transferred during the moment of impact. A heavy-duty truck tire does not simply fall off. It requires massive rotational force to sever it completely from the axle. The footage does not editorialize the danger to the public. It demonstrates the brutal physics of a multi-ton missile losing its grip.
Get out on it. On the ground.
Yes, sir, I didn't do anything.
Who else is in the car?
The original violation, careless driving. Now, the driver faces felony evasion and reckless driving charges. Troopers extracted all 3 surviving occupants from the mangled wreckage at gunpoint, their earlier bravery evaporating into pathetic begging. The raw kinetic energy of the multi-ton truck was completely dismantled by a single precision strike. A surgical TVI against a massive rolling threat. If you think the ASP deserves respect for this takedown, hit like right now. Bethany Dowdell was driving with no license, no insurance, and a cloud of marijuana smoke filling her cabin. On January 16, 2021, in Talbot County, Georgia, a state trooper manned a routine safety checkpoint. He expected standard compliance. Instead, Dowdell buried the accelerator. Dowdell turns Highway 96 into a deadly arena. Cornered by the escalating pursuit, she essentially takes civilian traffic hostage. She aggressively forces an innocent driver in an F-150 completely off the pavement to clear her path. The trooper holds his position, refusing to be intimidated by her reckless vehicular weaponization. In Georgia, fleeing at this level guarantees a felony charge, but as she pushes the engine to its limit, her luck is about to violently expire. The innocent driver, forced completely off the pavement, had no idea a reckless, uninsured motorist was making decisions for their commute. They never do.
Say it again, man. Say it again. Say it again.
Hello, copy, no, that's it.
I got it. 236.
At mile marker 3, Trooper First Class Brooks takes the primary position and sets the ultimate trap. He executes a flawless, bone-jarring pit maneuver. The Hyundai violently rotates 180 degrees, smashing into the patrol car's front bumper before plowing onto the median. The vehicle's momentum is entirely crushed, leaving the car dead in the dirt as troopers draw their weapons.
Show me your hand! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
The initial violation, a suspended license and no insurance. Dowdell instead earned herself felony fleeing, driving under the influence, and reckless driving charges. Upon arrest, she casually admitted to smoking marijuana 30 minutes prior. The missing insurance carried a standard fine. She traded it for a felony prison sentence. This suspect was already a wanted Florida fugitive fleeing a violent felony warrant for aggravated assault with a firearm. On May 8, 2022, in Appling County, Georgia, a state trooper spotted a black Nissan Armada. He initiated a stop for a simple seatbelt violation, having no idea he was pulling over an armed fugitive. The moment the emergency lights activated, Bernard McQueen buried the accelerator.
Hey, nurse, do you have any units nearby? Hey, nurse, we're gonna be coming up on Spittle Street. Hey, nurse, we almost 1050. We on City Circle. Coming up on Lakeview Drive. Nissan Umbra, that's an SUV. Nissan SUV. Alright, we're gonna be making a left back on Blackshear Highway.
Operating completely solo, the trooper faces a massive vehicular weapon. Pushing past 100 miles per hour, McQueen deliberately swerves into oncoming traffic, forcing innocent drivers off the pavement. The suspect relies on the absence of immediate backup, escalating the threat level to secure his escape. But GSP troopers are trained to eliminate threats independently. Delaying the inevitable only forces the lone trooper to execute a much more violent resolution before cavalry arrives.
Bunch of cars here coming up, bunch of traffic here.
Clear, coming up on a bunch of traffic.
Alright, he's on the wrong side of the road. We almost 1050. We got speed right in front of us.
Clear on the wrong side of the road, almost 1057 anyhow. Clear, coming up on the railroad, anyhow.
57, roll.
The trooper eliminates the distance and commits to a physical strike, delivering a textbook PIT maneuver. The heavy Nissan violently rotates and rolls multiple times before slamming into the dirt. Surviving the devastating impact, McQueen kicks his way out of the shattered cabin and attempts a desperate sprint into a nearby creek. Troopers quickly close the gap on foot, physically neutralizing his resistance on the muddy banks. Inside the wrecked cabin, investigators uncovered a loaded Glock and a significant stash of narcotics, providing the invisible motive behind his hyper-aggressive highway behavior. Bernard McQueen was charged with felony fleeing, driving under the influence, and weapons possession by a convicted felon. The seatbelt ticket was a minor infraction. The rollover crash guaranteed his return to prison.
Show me your hand. He's got a gun.
A retired police interceptor smashes violently into the guardrail. Troopers swarm the shattered vehicle, weapons drawn against pitch-black tinted windows. A single gunshot erupts from inside the cabin, instantly answered by a deafening barrage of suppressive fire. The driver surviving the initial crash is one thing, but making the conscious decision to execute an ambush from the driver's seat is another. Back up. Here is what was already in motion before this frame. On February 6th, 2021, in Madison, Georgia, troopers responded to a situation where a dark blue Crown Victoria had aggressively rammed local deputies. Unaware that state troopers had just locked onto his bumper, he continued pushing the heavy cruiser. The suspect has transformed the retired police interceptor into a 2-ton rolling battering ram. He aggressively swerves across the interstate, weaponizing the heavy frame of the Crown Victoria to force pursuing deputies back. Taking the primary position, the GSP trooper recognizes the immediate, lethal threat this machine poses to civilian traffic. The suspect believes the fortified chassis of his vehicle makes him untouchable, but what happens when that massive weight is violently turned against him at highway speeds? Freeze it here. The cruiser is wrecked and the suspect is surrounded. Every door that closes in the next 10 seconds is still open in this exact frame. This is the last moment where he could have surrendered peacefully. Instead, he pulls the trigger, ensuring that any version of this ends with a barrage of bullets.
Open the door! Open the door! Open the door! Show me your fucking hand! Show me your hands! Show me your hands right now! I can't tell. That part of broken. Show me your hands! Show me your hand! He's got a gun! You got a gun? Drop it! Show me your fucking hands now! He shot. Shots fired.
The tactical response left zero ambiguity about who initiated the lethal exchange. 19-year-old Aaron Lamont Jenkins Jr. was formally charged with the attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, aggravated assault, and felony fleeing. Suppressive fire to neutralize an active shooter, or was it excessive? Which side are you on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The retired interceptor sits shattered against the guardrail. The driver was pulled from the cabin with multiple gunshot wounds. When emergency lights activate behind you, the law requires you to pull over. The driver behind the wheel of this pickup already knew the consequences of breaking the law, sitting on an active, suspended sentence for a violent assault. She ignores the sirens and aggressively punches the throttle. The consequence of choosing to run was a surgical strike that turned her truck into a mangled wreck. But what led a violent offender to make this exact calculation? Here is where it started. On April 7, 2025, in Union County, Arkansas, Trooper Holmes intercepted a white Dodge Ram that refused to yield. Oblivious to the specialized unit taking the primary position, the suspect pushed the throttle. The suspect's decision-making is completely compromised by intoxication. Blasting down the highway at 134 miles per hour, her responses to the flashing lights are entirely illogical. She refuses to yield, stubbornly clinging to the steering wheel of a multi-ton pickup. Freeze it right here. The trooper initially positions his cruiser on the driver's side to force compliance, but instantly spots oncoming traffic. Every door that closes in the next fraction of a second opens right here. The trooper assesses the tactical layout, preparing to force compliance. How does a trooper safely dismantle a heavy truck driven by an impaired suspect without endangering oncoming civilian? Look closely at the trooper's alignment. He initially aims for the driver's side but spots oncoming traffic in a fraction of a second. This is coordination, not coincidence. He instantly shifts to the passenger side, ensuring the heavy truck is directed into the empty ditch rather than an innocent motorist. He thought she was running. She was being guided. Troopers secured the driver and discovered an open container of alcohol inside the cabin. A background check exposed her true identity. Katie McMahon was currently on a suspended sentence for violently assaulting someone with a metal pipe. She was charged with felony fleeing and driving while intoxicated. The heavy pickup rests mangled in the ditch. The violent offender will not be going home.
Southbound division.
On August 19, 2022, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, state troopers observed a vehicle casually blending into urban traffic. The teenage driver maintained a completely relaxed facade, navigating the streets as if he owned the car. The shocking reality: the vehicle was stolen, and the cabin was packed with reckless, joyriding juveniles. When the patrol unit activated its lights, The teenage driver instantly floored the accelerator. The suspects employ a dangerous tactic of false compliance. Approaching crowded intersections, the driver briefly taps the brakes, projecting the illusion that he is yielding. As soon as cross-traffic enters the intersection, he aggressively punches the gas, using civilian vehicles as moving shields. The troopers refuse to be baited into a reckless collision, maintaining a clinical shadowing distance while broadcasting coordinates. These juveniles think they are manipulating the pursuit, but what happens when their fabricated luck runs out?
So they're still southbound, and they're setting up for a westbound shot. Westbound on 32nd. From Eastern. Looks like he lost a clear out path for side. Westbound on Eastern, passing Union, speeds of 70. Clear right?
County directing that westbound 32nd, is it?
Westbound 32nd. Clear Madison. Still westbound. Trooper, they're going to start calling it out. Still, westbound at 32nd. Going to be southbound on Division.
The reckless evasion ends violently when the stolen car smashes into an innocent motorist. The cowardly teenagers kick open the doors and sprint into the pitch-black night. Troopers unleash their foot pursuit, hunting the suspects through the shadows like relentless predators. Closing the distance with overwhelming speed, a trooper violently tackles the fleeing driver to the pavement. As the handcuffs click shut, the trooper delivers a chilling greeting.
Stop! Down the ground! Down the ground! Down the ground! Down the ground! Hands behind your back! Too slow, my man.
Sitting in the back of the cruiser, the adrenaline quickly faded into panic as the juveniles realized the severity of their actions. They were charged with auto theft, felony fleeing, and leaving the scene of an accident. Troopers immediately dispatched medical aid to the innocent driver they struck. Teenagers with their whole lives ahead of them, and they chose this. Share this with someone who needs to see it before it's too late. The combination of auto theft and felony evasion carries mandatory sentencing guidelines under state jurisdiction.
Stopped at Warren Valley.
Her ridiculous behavior turned an active crime scene into a public spectacle broadcasted to the entire neighborhood. On January 15, 2023, in Little Rock, Arkansas, a trooper responded to a situation where a highly intoxicated woman was arguing over a stolen vehicle. In a display of sheer absurdity, she loudly challenged the officer. Then, Alexius Macklin boldly jumped into the driver's seat of the stolen car and fled.
South on Warren. South on Warren.
The pursuit reaches 51 miles per hour through a dark residential neighborhood. Realizing she cannot outrun a state trooper, Macklin abruptly slams on the brakes. She throws open the door, and the visual sweep of the dashcam exposes a startling discovery. She is attempting to sprint away without wearing any pants. The sheer absurdity of her flight response reveals her severe lack of cognitive control. How far can an intoxicated, half-dressed suspect actually run before reality catches up?
I will f***ing tase you. Come here. What the hell is wrong with you? Give me your hand. 14 the rock, 10 15. Get up. Get up.
Please, let me go. Seriously, like, I don't
10 4, 10 15, no female. Get up. Let's go. 10 9. What the hell is wrong with you?
Please don't.
The laws of human physiology immediately betray her desperate sprint. The trooper closes the distance in seconds, loudly deploying the threat of a taser. Macklin's intoxicated momentum collapses, and she is swiftly tackled to the grassy shoulder. The physical evasion ends, but the verbal circus begins. She wails, claiming it is her birthday, flirting with the trooper and screaming racism, all while being decisively secured in steel handcuffs.
Stop. Stop.
I will escape. Please.
Stop.
My kid.
I don't care. Turn around.
I'm drunk. You want to let me go to jail? Seriously, go for like, I will fuck you. Like, I have no excuse. Let me go.
Go ahead and bring
Just
some
say
down out here too. Stop
I
talking.
will not do this no more. Please. I need to get back to my...
Nobody knows what logic fueled her birthday joyride. Macklin was so dangerously intoxicated that the county jail refused to process her, forcing troopers to divert to a hospital for emergency medical clearance. She was hit with 7 charges, including felony fleeing, receiving stolen property, and driving while intoxicated. 151-mile-per-hour pursuit and an uncoordinated foot sprint, the physiological mismatch ended in a swift tackle to the grass. On December 13, 2024, in Crawford County, Arkansas, a trooper responded to a situation where a gold Chevrolet Malibu was creating a dangerous rolling hazard on the interstate. The driver was completely engulfed in a fog of her own sheer ignorance. Oblivious to the parade of flashing emergency lights, she stubbornly maintained 60 miles per hour. Refusing to yield, she forced the trooper to intervene before her driving caused a massive collision. This is not a high-speed chase, but it is equally lethal. By refusing to stop, the driver creates a rolling roadblock that disrupts the natural flow of the interstate, forcing civilian traffic into a dangerous bottleneck. The trooper recognizes that allowing this civilian interference to continue guarantees a secondary pileup. He moves his cruiser into the Malibu's blind spot. The driver lightly taps her brakes, attempting to passively interfere with the patrol car. Will her stubborn ignorance successfully repel a state trooper? The The trooper commits to the physical intervention and delivers a surgical PIT maneuver. The impact violently overcomes the Malibu's forward momentum. The Chevrolet spins a violent 180 degrees, slapping the side of the patrol unit before skidding off the asphalt. A cloud of dust erupts as the vehicle plows into the grassy shoulder. The mechanical threat is instantly neutralized, safely removing the rolling hazard from the interstate.
Freaking car!
We got plenty of units. We're 10-15.
10-4 copy, 15. Not releasing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. We'll get it figured out.
Oh.
Here, the problem is
Ripped from the driver's seat, Shumei Zhang immediately dropped to her knees, repeatedly bowing and saying, "Thank you, bye." It raised a terrifying systemic question. How did someone this incompetent secure a rental car and a license? Feigning ignorance of flashing emergency lights is not a valid legal defense. The initial traffic stop required a simple yield. She escalated it into a surgical PIT maneuver and a felony charge, bowing and faking ignorance after blocking the interstate. You can't make this up. Comment your real reaction below. If you found this video informative and want to see more like it, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out my latest videos by clicking either of these two right here.